to another episode of A7 Podcast. Today, we have a close friend and a very humble rapper. We've done a lot of work for him. We know him as Data Boy. Data Boy, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Data Boy from West LA, aka the West LA Snooker, the son of Sam, etc., etc.
I know, Data Boy, you do a lot, dude. I know that you're your own biggest company, essentially. You're engineering, marketing, your own, do your own music, your writing.
Wait a minute, why are you the son of Sam? You know who the son of Sam was?
My dad's middle name is Sam.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I know who the son of Sam is.
Oh, okay.
My father's first name is Tom. His middle name is Samuel.
Oh.
So when I said, like, okay, I'm the son of Sam, but not the dog. Okay.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Who the hell is Sam?
There was a guy in the 80s who killed a bunch of people and said his dog made him do it.
Yeah, he was also known as I forgot what caliber, I think the 39 caliber shooter. He was going to couples in cars and he was just shooting them. And then when they caught him, he said that he heard his neighbor's dog talking to him and he told him to do it.
And his dog's name was Sam.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he get away with it?
There's a whole kind of crazy.
He's in jail.
He's in jail. He's still in jail to this day.
I want to know if it worked. You get me? Like, did Sam get him out of jail?
Later, they called him on his bullshit. He was lying about it. Like,
hey, fucking hellhounds, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, like I was saying, I know Data Boy, you do a lot for yourself. You are your biggest company. And before we get into that, I want to get to know the man behind Data Boy. Who is Data Boy?
Data Boy is just a humble person who just likes to have fun with music.
And what's his name?
His real name is Antoine.
Antoine. So Antoine, aka Data Boy. Other than music, just in life, what do you like to do? What do you do for fun? What do you do? How do you pass your free time?
My free time and like my extra spare time, besides the gym, will be like either go to the movies by myself because I like my own time, just like be away from people. So I go to movies or I go to the arcade.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm a big arcade guy.
Are you a big video game guy?
In a way.
Classics.
Like classics, you know what I mean? But like,
You don't like nothing new?
I mean, I played a couple of new games like Madden and stuff, Call of Duty. I want to get into the Harry Potter game once I get a PS5.
Dude, man, I want that thing too. But I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I watched everything, but not to the point that I'm like, oh, I gotta have this game.
I mean, everybody's on it right now, so I'm like, you know what? Now, I'm gonna join Slytherin. Yada yada yada. They want to join Slytherin. Next thing I end up in Hufflepuff. It's really
no, it's cool. I heard that the hat picks for you, and then you have to try.
I heard people are really upset about that because I guess there's only like 2 questions you got to answer, and it chooses off that. Oh, I haven't played it, but I've like seen,
Yeah, but most people are gonna choose what they want to be.
True.
90% of people are gonna be like Gryffindor. So like it's a cool game. I want to get into it too, but I just finished God of War, so
I just beat that game too.
I need a little break from it right now. I don't need another game.
Yeah, that game is stressful. I was really pissed.
It's a good game. It's a challenging game.
Yeah.
Jose's been there, seeing me play, and he's like, dude, this is what you do with your free time.
God of War is sick, though.
No, it's a great game.
I love God of War.
That was an amazing game.
I'm trying to take a break from the games like that, though, because Zelda's coming. A new Zelda game's coming in a few months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and those motherfuckers are like 200-hour games.
What about Smash Bros? You play Smash Bros?
No, I never got into Smash Brothers. I know how to play it, but it's like I'm not a die hard.
I thought it was you who was supposed to play with, but I guess not. I forgot who it was.
No,
like if it came down to stuff like that from there, I'd be like GoldenEye.
GoldenEye,
I'm a GoldenEye guy. Yeah, give me Odd Job and I'm on the move.
I remember Splinter Cell. Those were my games.
Splinter Cell.
Those were my games back then.
Yeah, I remember that game. Metal Gear Solid.
Oh man. Do you remember Killzone?
I remember it vaguely. I remember that. I remember what's that one game? The Navy SEAL game. SOCOM.
That's like one of the first like online
like wannabe Call of Duty games. Like,
yeah,
you had a headset on.
Yeah, exactly.
Really give them fucking.
That was like one of the first games that I would hear people say like, "Oh, we're gonna jump on that," and there was like a bunch of people that were agreeing to get on it.
Oh, I had the game too. I was doing the most.
Yeah,
I mean, Counter-Strike was that for me. It was like the opener.
Counter-Strike was fucking dope.
It was like the first, like you would go with your buddies and to go play it all together.
Right.
It was a computer game, so that's where computer labs were. The business, go spend $10 together for like playing like 3-4 hours, just killing each other. Snipers only. For me was the vocals are like monster kill, like multi kill.
It sounds so Killer Instinct.
So
like
sick.
Reals.
They really set the standard for a lot of it. You got me?
This is true.
We have the games that we have now. Like Was it that there's a League of Legends? I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Apex is another one. There's these games that just revolve around what do you call it? Counter-Strike did,
yeah.
which is great. You know what I mean? And obviously Call of Duty and all that. But we're in a different realm of that. Now we're into like those battle royale. That's
on some Fortnite type shit. I mean, I enjoy the battle royale. Like even when it came on Call of Duty, I feel like Call of Duty did low key copy the blueprint of Fortnite's battle royale in most cases. But I feel like I enjoy it more on Call of Duty.
Yeah, when Call of Duty, like the last one, Warzone 1, I was really into that one. But late towards the game, the cheaters ruined the game.
Oh yeah,
they ruined
campers.
But it's because once you play battle royale, you're no longer like just playing to shoot and like kill people. You're playing to win, and that win is way more rewarding. It's not like team deathmatch.
Right.
It's way more rewarding. So when you're having a great game and some stupid kid with a fucking hag, comes and kills you from across the map with a pistol, you get me? That's gonna piss you off.
And that's why I only play zombies.
Dude, I used to love zombies.
Hey,
did you ever get into like the story modes and all that stuff? Or
for the zombies, when Black Ops came out with Kino the Turtle and shit, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, we were like diehard, like with our buddies. We used to play like.
I bought every DLC I can, bro, when it came down to zombies. Every level I can. And because that game came out, I was in college. I would have to be like, I think a freshman or a sophomore in college. And most of my teammates had the game. So I bought the game too. Like, I already had the game, really. But I tried zombies with some of my friends online. Like, hey, you really had to show some maneuvering skills on that.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
For us, it was about doing all the secrets. Well, we used to play it so much that, just passing it was like, okay,
we found a secret on Kino the Turtle by accident, Easter egg. It was out the blue. We just play. I'll never forget. I'm over there I'm surviving. We do the Easter egg. Then Eminem comes on. I'm like, what the heck?
I didn't know about that one.
Eminem and Pink song, Won't Back Down comes on.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
We were like, what's that? He's like, turn down your music. Like, it's not me. You don't even know what song this is. You should hear Pink start yelling. I'm all like, and like,
I
really
freaking awesome Easter egg.
Yeah,
I didn't know that one.
I just stopped mid run. You can tell. Like, I'm looking in my room like there's speakers in my room. Like, I was confused.
He just started vibing to the song.
I stopped running to start shooting.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna make you want to shoot things, so shoot it.
Pink's voice could have that effect on you.
Hey, good song though. It was confusing.
That's crazy. No, we used to do like the secret weapons or like secret blasters that you could like pack a punch. It was fucking crazy.
The pack a punch.
Call of Duty was better where it was at before than it is. I think it is now. I know there's still a lot of people who play it. I don't know if you heard this talking about that. Microsoft bought it.
Oh,
they bought Activision completely, and they recently just signed a deal with Microsoft that keeps the game on the Switch and the PS4, or sorry, PlayStation in general.
Oh yeah,
for the next 10 years.
Oh, Call of Duty?
Yeah, because now after those 10 years, Call of Duty will be a Microsoft exclusive, only for the Xbox.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because that's what they were doing. They're trying to take over. I don't know what they're really trying to do as far as what they're going to do with the game.
Yeah,
but they're trying to like own something that Sony can't have.
But I feel like most things that people play anyway are cross-platform now.
I mean,
true.
Yeah, but that's right now because they play in all consoles.
Yeah,
it's going to come to a point like, for example, God of War. That's a PlayStation game.
Oh, you can't do that.
You can't do it. And the only right now, recently, the first version, like the one that came out 3 years ago, that version you could play in PlayStation.
But what's it called? God of War is different because it's like a solo playing game, So it's like you don't have to. But Call of Duty is more of an online game.
That's what I'm saying. That's and Microsoft wants to take that away.
I think that's stupid. I think that's a mistake on their part.
I mean, they're trying to get shares. Like PlayStation and Xbox both released new consoles this year. Well, I guess 2 years ago now. And Sony kicked ass. And we don't even have that many games. Yeah. You get me? They just kicked ass.
They need to do a new Def Jam Vendetta is what they need to do.
That boxing, that fighting game?
It was a wrestling game.
Oh, yeah.
Rappers. It was a street ball, bro.
Yeah.
Any rapper you can think of, even Snoop.
Yeah. LL Cool J was in there too, I remember.
Yeah, Snoop was a martial artist and Busta Rhymes, Long Dreads, Bone Crusher. It was
Sean Paul in there.
Dubsy, Ludacris, Omar Epps. It was just a plethora of characters in that whole game.
Yeah.
I did like that game.
There was one lawyer. The lawyer for OJ Simpson was in there too.
No way.
What?
Yeah, the lawyer for OJ Simpson was a player.
What was his name?
I forgot. He was like, there was a few random players that were
rappers. Some of them I never knew. Like, they just add-on characters.
Yeah, there were some that were
all of them are like real people though, because the guy who trains you in Def Jam, the Fight for New York, what's it called? Is Henry Rollins, which is the singer of Black Flag, and he was like this crazy like punk singer that would always get in fights at his shows and stuff like that.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Like I do Crazy Legs in it, but I know who he was, so I looked him up.
Yeah, who's that?
He's a dancer,
It was a dancer.
break dancer.
And he like fight in capoeira style in the game?
Yeah,
Something
Paul
like
did
that.
too, Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Paul was doing that, and then who else? There was some else, but some people had their own nicknames. Like Fat Joe's name was Crack.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes' name was Magic.
Yeah.
Snoop was Crow. Who else? Method Man was Johnny Blaze, and Redman was Doc. So everybody had their own plethora of nicknames and shit. That was funny though. But the Def Jam that came out after that, I was so disappointed.
Yeah, they didn't have. It was not the same. It was different.
Like you have to get a facelift to fucking hide from the cops and shit. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm deleting this shit. I'm throwing it away. Mom.
Uninstall. Mom, can we get $2 at GameStop back?
Oh man, hey, me and my mom when it came on the video game, me and my mom did not get along. I'm telling you.
Damn.
My mom did one thing right when it came on the video games. My first PlayStation was a PlayStation 1. The first game she ever bought me, she didn't know what she was doing, but I think it was a luck of the draw. She bought me Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you heard Gorilla Radio come on the intro, I was just on one. And then so when she found she did something right, she bought me another game, some firework game. I was so disappointed. I said, Mom, don't you ever buy my games again. You lose that privilege. And then so I started buying Madden and everything. And she wouldn't buy it for me no more. She's like, it's the same game. No, you don't understand.
No, she's right.
It is, but this player's not on this game. Yeah, but you can do this. And like, nope, it's not the same. Even
they've been getting us since we were 10 years old, bro. I'm telling you.
The engine changed.
Madden, you need to change your ways, man. You got to put some fucking effort into these games.
Bring back NCAA college football. Everybody wanted to play that.
You know why they don't want to do it anymore? Because of the whole players not getting paid for it.
I got paid.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you came out of it?
Yeah, I was in 2011 to 13.
Wow, we got to go buy this game.
I got the game.
You'd be telling everybody, why don't you bring it on the podcast, man? That would have been the perfect game.
I got the game, but I'm mad at my rating.
Running, too.
I saw already every year I had a bad. I'm like, I was not a horrible player. Like, what the hell? I was pretty good. I'm like, damn, why am I overall 64? Like, hell no. I was hot, bro.
So you played college football?
I played college football at University of Nevada, Reno, and I also played at Southern Utah.
Nice. And how long did that career last for?
College?
Yeah. So it was all college football, what, like 4 years?
It was 5 years. I
5 years.
redshirted my first year. But I didn't see the field till my sophomore year. I was on special teams. And then transferred to Southern Utah. Better opportunities for me there because a coach came in from Notre Dame. Excuse me, from Notre Dame to Nevada. So I left. Went to Southern Utah. And like I said, it was a better opportunity for me there. And I graduated from there. And so football was. I love football. I coach it now too.
Nice.
Yeah. So
How's that?
What do you coach?
I coach football.
Yeah, but where?
Oh, Inglewood High.
Inglewood High. Nice. So a bunch of so you're preparing almost like college players.
We got a lot of college players. My first coaching job was at Hawkins with the same staff I'm with now, and we got a lot of those kids in the college, and then some NC stuff happened, so we had to leave Hawkins. And we ended up at Inglewood about 2 years later. 2019 when we got Inglewood.
You ever see anything like any crazy talent out there?
Every year.
Every year?
We got our first kid we got in college from Inglewood was Montana, who's at Colorado with Deion Sanders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we got a couple kids from that class in college. And in this next class we had 15 kids go D1.
Oh, wow.
And this class we had what, 17 kids, I think. Like I'm bad with the numbers, but we have a lot of kids in college.
That's awesome.
Like
what do you coach? What positions do you coach?
I coach running backs.
Running back. Oh, wow. That's a very important coach.
I played fullback in college, but one of my running backs, TJ, he's at UCLA right now.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
He was back up this year as a true freshman, but he did play a lot, so I expect him to be started this year. Him, Justin, Clint, and then we got a kid at Washington State named Buddha. We have a lot of kids out.
That's pretty freaking awesome, dude. Just to have someone go to college and have the opportunity to be on field. You get me?
Yeah.
As soon as you get eyes on you, you don't know, man. You don't know what it's going to attract. The football and the NFL is hungry.
But I tell them all the time, enjoy college, because I enjoyed college to the T. Like, yeah, you're there to play football, you're there to get a higher education, but enjoy college.
Enjoy the experience.
Yes.
I mean, you're paying for it. Come on.
Yeah, no, you're not paying for nothing.
Oh well, if you're playing sports, you're not paying. Yeah, but
these kids on full scholars.
But if you're not, and still enjoy college.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't miss the schoolwork, but I miss the college life. Like it feels like a lot of freedom. Like even though you're doing homework. Wait, I'm lying. There's no homework really.
Yeah.
There's no homework. You get like one paper a month.
I guess it's easier when you have a scholarship because you're not worrying about the other stuff. You get me?
Right, but people think that athletes on scholarship got it made. It ain't like that. Like me playing ball at Nevada and at Southern Utah, you gotta wake up 5 a.m. weights, and after that you gotta go get something to eat, maybe breakfast for a class, and then after that you might have a quick bite to eat after that, and after that it's just a lot of BS that goes on between classes from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, oh no, he's pampered. He got a full scholarship. No, we work for these scholarships. You know what I'm saying?
You're putting the hours. You get me?
Right.
You got to start your day earlier
so
and then later.
I mean, if you're playing football, you're kind of sacrificing your brain too.
Yeah, you're sacrificing a lot. Yeah.
And we have to do the same amount of work as a regular student.
Yeah.
And play football.
And play football because we can't schedule classes from 2 to 4 because that's weight room time, and then practice from 4 to 6. Then from 6 to 8, maybe 8:30 is cafeteria time. And after that, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have a limited time to study. You know what I'm saying? And the professors won't give you the same leniency. They won't give you the same. They're not going to treat you different than they do other students.
Yeah.
So students are in class right now like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, yada, 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 yada. All right, do what I do. Not play football, just have this. Yeah, hey, do my schedule. Let me see if you at least do that for at least a semester.
It's a responsibility in itself.
Yeah. So
and you still got to maintain good grades if you're going to keep playing.
You got to be over at least a 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you should be getting good grades in college. You should be taking advantage of the higher education.
Exactly, because a lot of people are like, oh man, he got good grades. It's not even kids in high school. A lot of kids be like, oh yeah, like you want to act dumb and stuff. Like acting dumb ain't cool.
Yeah.
It really ain't. Like good grades is what it is. Like maybe back when I was in my day when I was playing ball, everybody like I'm this and that, this and that, this and that. But you look at the kids who getting good grades, you laugh at them. That's okay. I got laughed at too, and I had good grades. And I got to college.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to college right after. Well, I didn't go straight out of high school. I had a little trial and tribulation era there before I got back into music. But other than that, just we go through a lot of things.
Yeah, life makes you. It makes you the person you are, and like you said, Data Boy, the person, that humble person that's been that person that's gone through all this, has made you who you are, right? From football to coaching to homework, you get me? To that schedule, that strict schedule made you. I always say a person that it's responsible for its own time. That you run your life that way.
Sleeping in my '95 Buick, I was homeless, and had my PS3. I had everything I had, but nowhere to go. I was really up on 3rd Street, just sad. Sitting in my driver's seat praying to God, like, please get me out of this. Like, I don't want to be a loser no more. Like, I want to, change my life. Now, out the blue, Sleepy comes around. And we're talking. He sees me fucked up. And we met before, but on different circumstances in basketball. But I don't play basketball. And he said, you know what? Come stay with us. So I'm thinking this nigga got a big-ass house, whatever. Nigga has a studio apartment. So we in that motherfucker, and I'm like, I'm sleeping on the floor of the studio apartment on a heated blanket. So he told me, you gotta get a job before we leave from here, or you gotta go to school. And I already played junior college ball. I don't want to do no more. I wanted to be lazy. So I'm thinking Daryl and his wife gonna take care of me. Well, his ex-wife gonna take care of me. He said he shut that shit down fast, and I'm glad he did because they gave me a different mindset what I have right now. Right now, I don't believe in being lazy.
Yeah.
At all. All the work I do now, I do on my own. So he showed me how to do things on my own. So when I got to school, when he called Spady said, okay, we're going to give you a shot. I had to walk on. I had to try out for the team.
Yeah.
I got a full scholarship. That was then. So I had to walk on the team and prove that I belonged. So I left my car where it was at, and by the grace of God, when I came back for spring break, my car was still there. It ain't been started. All my clothes were in there. It was fucked up. Everything was fucked up. So when I got the key, I had to sell the car. I had to sell the car, got my clothes, and took them back to school. Everything in there, my PS3 and all that. Yeah. Took it back to school. Had like a little 16-inch TV, back to school. Sorry. And then so after that, that's when my football journey began. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay this course and not be lazy. And then I kind of fucked up leaving from Nevada to Utah. Well, I didn't fuck up. I just like had to make a different choice. I asked God for a second chance. Like, hey, I still want to play ball. He said, okay. I'm not gonna give you what you want, but I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go get what you want. I said, okay. So the opportunity was, okay, here's another school. Go ahead. If you fuck it up, that's on you. So that's why I tell people, when I pray and ask God for something, I don't ask him for something. I ask him the opportunity to get it.
Yeah.
That's just me. It might not be nobody else. That's just me. And I feel he did give me an opportunity. I got far, but it got to the point where it was like, you know what am I still playing for? Like, I'm more known in arena football. I played with LA Kids, Chicago Eagles, and Nebraska Danger. And then I was like, I just got to start playing for pride. I said, you know what, I'm done playing. I'm going to go coach and go find something else to do. And then I just got back into music. And that was 2017, right before I met him and Ralph. I said, you know what, okay, I'm going to do music. I don't know what the new sound is, and so I'm going to create my own way. And it was a rap from there.
And that's where music came about.
I've been rapping since I was 11.
Oh, wow.
I went to Hamilton High School. I was in a group called the Black Hearts, the West Side Boys. Like, anybody knows me knows me. I feel like, I don't never met this person, but I feel like my mentor at the time, like, well, the person I looked up to was Ludacris. Ludacris and Busta Rhymes.
You like that fast rap?
Yeah, I feel like I combined their styles in one and made it my own, along with Jadakiss and Cameron and et cetera, et cetera. So I've been rapping since I was 11. Actually, my first time I started rapping was when Lil Bow Wow album came out. His first album, Beware the Dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when that album came out, because I was told you had to rap and be a grown-up. This motherfucker 13 years old. I'm 11.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. And it wasn't an easy thing. My mom just found my first rhyme book. She said, hey, this your book? And I went to go get it. I'm like, what the hell? I read all the rhymes in there. I was so embarrassed.
So that's interesting. What's it called? I've never heard of a rhyme book. So what is this? Just like pretty much just notes of you just writing things?
Just when you create your songs, or you just like you say you can be sitting here and like think of a bar and oh shit, like just write it down so you won't forget it.
So it's not necessarily like one song. It's like a bunch of different little things, right? Kind of just thoughts.
It can be that or just a couple of songs or a lot of songs. That book was full, and when I really listened to it, I knew nothing about music. I just knew how to make a song. I was like, oh, I'm so ashamed. I really wrote all this crap. and then on the top of that, I tried to get the instrumental from my computer and rap to it. I was like, oh, hell no. I was horrible.
Bro, but that's where everybody starts. Nobody's going to be perfect right off the go, you know. Maybe if you have some odd God's gift there, but even then, you need practice.
No, you always have to write. What's it called? I used to be a singer in a metal band, and I would do the same thing when I was, I would take the bus to school. So when I would be going to CSUN. And it was like a 2-hour bus ride. So a lot of times I would just write poems and shit like that. And then when I would jam out, I would be like, okay, let me try this one out. Let's see if it works. And then, like sometimes they fit, sometimes they didn't. But yeah, just have a bunch of different options there, and just look back at it and be like, okay, like maybe this can work right here. Or like, you just edit it pretty much right there.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So I get it. That's cool. So you had one since you were 11.
I've always had the skill and then I went through a plethora of rhyme books, and I lost them all when I got kicked out the house. But like I said, I see that as a learning opportunity, not to be lazy no more.
So the crazy thing about Data Boy, in my particular life and experience, and especially doing this music video game for as many years I've been doing it now, is that one of Data Boy's music videos was actually my first opportunity into really getting into this with Ralph, because I had hired Ralph for an event that we did at CSUN.
Shout out Ralph.
Ralph Mariano, yeah. So I had help him out, and what's it called? I had graduated college, and I thought I was just gonna be able to get a job, like just applying for a job. But it's the film industry, so it's a little different,
Yeah.
And I was like hella depressed because I hadn't gotten hired for anything for a long time, and then out of nowhere, Ralph hits me up, and he tells me, hey, like, are you good with music videos? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as shooting a movie, So I was like, yeah, like for sure, like I can do whatever. So I taught him, I told him where to rent lights from and stuff like that. He didn't know where to rent lights.
Yeah.
So I showed him where to rent the lights, and it was that one music video, the first one we did with Florence in it.
Oh, Not fell so far. Fell so far. Here we go.
Yeah, it fell so far. So that day, what's it called? I took away a job from Yoshi.
Oh wow!
Oscar.
Shout out Yoshi, my boy Yoshi.
We got to have him back. I took the job from Yoshi, Oscar, and June because Ralph was working with all of them, and then he saw me work, and he was like, "I only need you." So
You're the chosen one.
Yeah. So Data Boy isn't directly my first music video I ever worked on, but it's one of the main ones that kind of got me like into the field. You know what I mean? I had work stuff for like friends and my own stuff, but this was one where like, you know, like I knew there could be a future in it financially, you know?
Yeah.
And so
It was the stepping stone.
yeah, definitely. For me, it definitely gave me like hope and everything. So it really helped me out. What's it called? It was a really crazy video because Data Boy you were being like death or something, right? Like what was the concept? Explain the concept for Fell So Far. I know it's an old video, but
So for that concept, basically, I was like the interpreter of death at the time. Just like I see someone on their last leg, like the first scene, a guy just strung off drugs, and he just wants like he's off cocaine, all the extra shit, and I'm that guy like you gonna kill yourself, and you know suicide's a sin, killing yourself is a sin. So death is at your door. So that's the basic concept behind Fell So Far, like death is at your door. But I'm explaining to the people who are watching it what he's going through. And then he collapses and dies, and like your soul's mine on some song shit.
You were there to collect the debt.
I was like, it's a collected debt. And then it came down to Florence's scene. She was like a sex addict in the videos. It's just like going through a whole bunch of shit, and then she's just like overdoses on drugs and shit. And then like in the video, I said, "Yep, you're mine now. Let's go. Like you did what you did. I'm just waiting. I'm just sitting there patiently waiting."
Damn.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And then the second video, so pretty much it looks like to me like you're very story driven, especially with all your music videos.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be I think there hasn't been a music video without a story.
Besides Timbaland and Magoo.
Yeah, that's right. That one's more visual, but all of them have stories. So the next video we worked on was a video called Threat. And not only is the video dope, but the concept behind the song was also really good. You want to explain that, Data Boy?
So Threat was more of a free verse, but behind Threat, I just saw The Purge with Brittany Marabili. I think I can't pronounce her last name, but she's a good friend of mine. She lives in New York, so she was in the movie Purge. She played the Candy Girl.
All right.
Yeah. So her story is in the movie, she kills her parents and yada yada yada. So I said, you know what? After she gets killed in the fucking movie, I make my own type of story, like I'm her little brother out seeking out revenge. So I made that verse, like with the mask on, talking about it, yada yada yada. So that's what my verse was about. Like I'm gonna find the motherfuckers who killed her.
Gotcha.
And now I know a lot now, so I'm praying maybe that one day somebody sees that. Oh, we can use that concept. We can use him, type shit. So that's why
You're ready for that check in the mail.
Yeah, that part.
Hey, Paramount, get your shit together. Come on.
Yeah, fly me out to Louisiana and shoot this, man.
Let's do it. That's freaking awesome. What was the next project after that?
After Threat, we did the one
We shot Keep Drinking.
Keep Drinking. That was my first music video that Ralph let me kind of take pretty much
take over.
Yeah, pretty much. He shot it. Well, he and I shot it, but I was like editing it or whatever. And yeah, that was my first one with Data Boy alone. Well, Ralph helped me out. But then did Ralph do another one after that?
After that one was
after that one Legendary?
Legendary came. Yeah,
I remember that one.
Was Legendary. Yeah, it was Legendary. Yeah, it was Legendary.
Yeah,
that was 2020 because Keep Drinking came out 2018.
Yeah. And all of us worked together for that one.
Yeah,
so
we did all
fun.
that one together. That was real fun. That one had a really deep meaning. And I remember just the song bumping in the trunk of my car as we were recording. And I still play that song. It's still in the playlist.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song?
Well, so in 2020, I lost my best friend to diabetic complications. And he was my best friend since he was 15. When we first met each other, we didn't like each other. Like, we just hate each other's guts. And then one day, like, it was his birthday. I never knew his birthday was 2 days before mine. I'm February 12th. He's February 10th. What's my eye? And then one day, we was at a session, and he was there. I was there. He wanted to chill with a girl. And everybody's having a good time. I said, you know what? I'm going to just go home. I don't want to be there. Shook his hand. I said, hey, bro, I know we don't like each other, but happy birthday. He said, thank you. I left. I leave. He calls my cell phone. I don't know how he got my number. He said, hey, is this Little Trust? Is this Combo? I'm like, yeah, it's Combo. Who's this? He said, it's Enforcer. Can you come pick me up? Bro, I want to go home. I'm like, okay, sure. So I picked him up, took him to his house, which was down the street from his mama's house. And then the next day he called me. And this is like a sign from God. He said, hey, bro, what you doing? I'm all like, nothing. Let's go get some food. Okay. So every single day we would hang out, and come to find out we had a lot of things in common than we ever expected. Like outside of dancing.
Yeah.
So like every time we hang out around each other, it was never about crumb dancing. So he made me the godfather of his only son, Lil Legend. That's my little one right there. And but yeah, when the day he passed away, his brother Tie Dyes, he's the inventor of crump, 50% of it. He hit me up and told me, Zarius passed away.
Damn.
So I was hurt. I cried all day. I went to work on a bad note. It was just horrible. So I didn't know what else to do. So 2020 for me was a bad thing for me. Like I went through a horrible breakup. I went through death with my best friend. It was just crazy. But also that year I also evolved, because I feel like that year is the day I became serious about music, like to a point where I really got to put up my own money. Prime example, 2020 was the year we shot Pull Up with Tiny Zeus Lister Debo.
Yeah.
Rest his soul. And, like me and him would talk on the phone, gave him his money every day. But that day of the shoot was the day the girl I was dating at the time broke up with me. The day of the shoot.
Damn.
She told me like, hey, this ain't working out. And we was together for a cool minute, but she hurt me. But I was like, you know what? Maybe it's for the best. And then I'm not gonna put her on blast like that. But Debo talked to me that day. I told him, yeah. He's like, why you feeling down, bro? I'm like, the girl I was dating, she just broke up with me. She said, oh man, I know how you feel. You just gotta work through it. You'll find the one day. So I'm like, okay. Like he just like gave me a long talking to before we started shooting, because he had to walk down to where we was at. And then when we took like a little break, that's when he saw something was bothering me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I was hurt. I was heartbroken for a little bit. And then, but once that video released with Debo, I said, if I can get Debo, I can do more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not impossible. So I lived my life with the term no excuses.
Yeah.
After that, I dropped the I dropped the song called OnlyFans. Then in 2021, I dropped a song with the famous rapper who goes by the name of Bone Crusher, who has seen the song I Ain't Never Scared. It came out when we were kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got a song with him, and that's my highest played song right now on all. I made the song for football reasons, but I guess football players weren't fucking with it, but the UFC was. Mixed martial arts was. People who working out in gyms were. It's been played on gym playlists. I walked in gyms and heard my damn self out of shock.
Damn.
Like I'm like, so I had to be like, that's me. I look around like, hey, yo, that's me. Like nobody cares really. I'm like, okay, cool. So
did you work out harder that day?
Huh?
Did you work out harder that day?
I went home and celebrated. Shit, I said, fuck the gym.
Fuck the gym.
Yeah, I went home and celebrated. I said,
That's
fuck this gym
hilarious.
shit. And then so I made that song with Bone Crusher, and then also that year I did this video at a car wash. Now, bringing up what he talked about earlier, the song called The West was me, Yellow Hill, and Cocaine, shot with No Face and Ralph. The first location we had, we got kicked out of because the gang around there, the Bloods around there didn't want us there because the affiliation I have with the people who were there. I'm not from their set, but I have affiliation with them because they're my friends.
Yeah.
So they said you couldn't be there. But God works in mysterious ways. For some odd reason, I went to another car wash not that far from where I was living, and they said, why don't you try the original one out? They're always looking for work. I said, the original? Where's it at? I'm thinking someone on Crenshaw. They said, no, the original's in Encino. I'm like, oh, it's in a good neighborhood? I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm very
I don't
familiar
go to Encino at all.
I have one of my bigger clients up there. Encino is chill.
It's hella
Yeah.
chill. I pull up, I drive up there, And I talked to RJ. He's the owner. It's like a drive up and wash it yourself type car wash now. And he said, just give me $1,500. You got it for the whole day. I said, what? Psst, cash right there. I called Cocaine. I called Ralph. They said, Ralph was like, are you serious? We got it. I said, yeah, bro. We 2 months. We a month out. We here.
Well, that's one of my favorite music videos you guys did. That shit was comedy. I love that shit about your videos, bro. Every time a music video, I'm not just gonna go hear a song.
Right.
I'm gonna get a little entertainment in there, and the little pauses in between and just little crack ups.
Right.
That's pretty fucking awesome. And that's one of my favorite ones. You guys did a real good job on that, by the way.
Appreciate that. I mean, I like to act. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never took it serious like that. But I said, you know what? Like, let me get some acting in.
You're pretty natural when it comes to acting. From everything that we worked on, and you seem to write a lot too. Like when you're doing something like one of those music videos, are you writing those scripts yourself?
Those come from personal experience sometimes.
So they're just like stories based from your life.
Like my life from high school, really.
So
like
you got beat up by Devo in high school.
No, I didn't get beat up by Devo. But that was actually elementary. I didn't get beat up by Devo. There was a kid named Eddie who would like bully us all the time. He was a big Hispanic kid. And we're little kids, and he just like bully us all the fucking time, take our shit, and just like he really did take another guy's girl in front of us. I'm all like, wow.
Damn.
So I said, let me just transition to that. Like he really Devo'd us.
That's fucking cold.
That's crazy.
That's fucking cool.
And then the OnlyFans one. That has a real story behind it, but that's...
The OnlyFans has a real story, too?
Hey, I got a cousin named Hollywood. He can tell you. But I got a cousin named Hollywood. He will tell you the whole story behind that whole thing. He's like, Cuzzo, you really just did that? I'm like, man, this is a long story.
Nobody gotta know. Ain't nobody gotta know.
No. That goes to the grave.
Or, in the exclusive OnlyFans content.
And then the West,
the West supposed to be like the wash.
It's like the wash. Like I use like maybe 60% of what the wash use in their stuff. Now I added a little bit of my stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like a sequel though. Like it's a tribute to the wash, but definitely it had that sequel vibe.
That modern take on it too.
Right.
Yeah, like because it was what I liked about it was its own thing, but it also like just hinted. It was more like a hint than an actual like what's it called? What do you call that? A parody.
Right. Got you. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and Cocaine, is like he's my mentor for life. He loved the script. He had a great time.
Did you write that script yourself?
I did all things by myself.
You see what I'm saying, bro? You're a writer.
I ain't got that type of time.
Dude, music is a long project. It's a lengthy task, period. You get me? Because with music production, you could sit in the chair one day, be happy with it, sit on it the next day, and completely hate it. You get me?
This is true.
It's about perspective during the day and how you feel that day.
I'm the same way with my songs. Like I might make it feel like I made a great song. I might go out and get a bite to eat and come back to this song. I'm like, oh, this shit trash.
Yeah. It's about how you feel in the moment too. So
I don't know. I think with how today the world is working, like quick comedy is very popular out there. You know, like I think you should be writing or like at least giving ideas to TikTokers or other influencers,
or start shooting more TikToks.
Yeah, and then like
everybody tells me that.
Yeah, or do your own, however you want to do it. But I think you have a lot of good ideas. What's it called? One person that's always working with us that I see you have great chemistry with is DJ Show. How do you meet DJ Show?
Oh, so that was back in 2018. I was just on Twitter. Was it Twitter? Yeah, I was on Twitter, just chilling. And he has this thing. He likes to send out mass messages to like different independent artists. And he sent me one just out the blue. And I'm all like, I appreciate that. I texted him this. Well, tweeted him. I said, I appreciate the opportunity, but I highly doubt you'll like my music because I actually know how to do music. I actually rap. And he said, we don't discriminate against anybody. We want to hear your music. So I sent him my music. And I guess him and his wife, Ink, they love the shit. And then I said, you know what? I want to come on your show. Like, how much do you charge for like a on radio interview? And he told me I was the first person to ever pay him. Because nobody never wanted to pay the price. Because everybody went like, oh, I can't do it, man. I got to go buy this weed type shit. No, man, invest in your craft, bro.
Yeah,
like for reals though. So
it's funny you say that because for us, as when we do video and photography and we do all this stuff, we're constantly investing in us.
Right.
Not necessarily like in the way that you're doing, paying people, but we got to constantly be paying and buying equipment.
Same here. I gotta buy plugins. There's always
exactly plugins.
Yeah, like Like it's always new plugins for Pro Tools every single day, especially with Apollo Twin.
Yeah, for us, is we need to grow our equipment to make the next gig easier.
Not just that, but we gotta pay Premiere, we gotta pay for a Dropbox, we gotta pay for different services, you know, so it can make our job easier with our clients.
Pay
too,
for
you know?
electricity.
Yeah. That's true. It's true shit.
That's why I tell people, like, man, invest in yourself, man. Everybody wants to find like the easy way out. Like there is no shortcuts. Like I thought there was when I first got back into music, but there is no shortcuts. Like, and then people ask me like, "Hey man, how'd you get Debo?" I paid for him. He didn't do that shit for free.
You got to look for the avenues. You know, they're not going to come to you. And then another thing you got to keep doing is you got to keep putting shit out.
Right.
Yeah, we're in a time and era where digital content is so accessible and so easy to get that as soon as you put it up, the next day is already old. You get me? You got to always keep pushing and keep making or thinking of that content. You get me? If it's a music video or TikToks, like we were just saying, it could be anything. You get me?
Yeah, what's it called? And Data Boy is definitely one of those people who throws out the consistency because just pretty much I've been in almost all your music videos. Well, I've been like a part of almost all your music videos, and I think that's like 10 projects that we've done so far.
I think so.
Yeah, 10.
I think so.
10 big projects, yeah, like a lot of work and a lot of thought put into it. You get me?
He shot the billboard. I got a billboard in my city, and we shot that at his office. And people like, and then the funny part is like, how'd you get that, bro? I'm literally like, no lie. I think like 2 celebrities. One I know named Khalil Thomas, good friend. He drove by, and it was all like, "Hey man, Debo got a billboard." Just put me on Snapchat, not Snapchat, Instagram. Coach Contra did the same thing. Shout out to them. But the fact that me getting a billboard, everybody, how'd you get that? How'd you get that? I paid for it. Like this ain't free. Like if you're gonna get in a music game, there's gonna be a lot that's gonna fuck with your mind. Like a lot fucks on my mind every day. But I know this shit ain't gonna be free. So you have to look what fits your avenue. And people be like, "Hey man," I get this question all the time. And I like fucking with them too. They're like, "Who shoots your music videos?" I either say Jose or Ralph. "Oh, how much nigga who shot the Debo video? He charged about $5K." That's all, and I be telling them too. I'm not gonna tell them what our in-house shit is.
Oh, well, I'll tell you this much: that video is worth more than $5K.
Exactly, exactly.
Just like you didn't need to know
exactly
the details, but that is definitely worth more than $5K. But you know, when you got people like Jose that are great at their craft, you could make magic happen.
And I be upping his prices when people ask about him.
I've been upping his prices for years, bro. Like
hey man, who shot that video with you in the about Tim Magoo? I was the homie No Face. How much you charge? Like $2K. Oh man, you think you'll do it? No, you won't. No. Like you're not gonna lowball the bro. Like for real. I'll never forget the funniest question. After we dropped the West, I was cool with these 2 twins. And they was like, "Hey, you think your buddy shoot a video for us?" I said, "Yeah, probably will. You know, like since you know me, he might cut you a deal. I don't know." And I guess they emailed him. Ralph hits me back and says, "Hey man, do you know these 2 twins?" I'm all like, "These 2 girls?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're the homegirls. Why?" They just said they got $50 for a music video. I just started crying. I'm all like, I feel embarrassed. I'm like, Jesus, oh no,
wow.
$50 buys the memory card. You forget how you're gonna get your files, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, you know, we gotta add a freaking storage fee in this shit because you need a hard drive too.
Yeah, invest in yourself and own your shit. That's what I had to learn the hard way, man. I'm not gonna say I motivate them, but I do tell them like how to get this, how to get that. I'm not gonna help you get it. I just know how to get it.
How to strive for it, in a sense.
Huh?
How to strive for it.
Yeah.
Give them that motivation to look to the next one, to the next step, to the next step.
Right.
I had a buddy like that he was a photographer. He is a photographer, but he was stuck in Canon, and his Canon was getting pretty old already, right?
Yeah.
And he was looking for a new camera, and I told him, hey bro, like just switch to Sony. Like switch to Sony. You're gonna go through shoots faster. You're not gonna have to go through all these little things, and you'll be in new technology. Mirrorless is less heavy. Everything is just a better. You get me? Than your Canon. You could go Canon if you want. Like if you really want to go Canon, go Canon. The only reason I say Sony's hot right now, and you could find an affordable Sony, and affordable lenses, especially. So I was talking to this buddy last week, I believe. I think it was like last week I was talking to him, and he already had his Sony. He already went through 2 Sonys, and now he was talking about getting a 3rd different camera, right? And he's like, Alex, I called you because you were the one who told me to get Sony. And as soon as I switched to Sony, last year was my biggest and most profitable year.
Nice.
Just from shifting a camera. You get me? And it be like that, bro. It be like that. You get me? So, first, thank you for valuing what we do. Because a lot of people think it's just like, oh, I have an iPhone. You get me? Yeah, everybody has an iPhone. I'm not saying the videos are great, but you're not just paying for a camera. You get me? You're paying for knowledge, execution, and delivery. You get me? It's not
work,
just
basically,
it's the whole work. It's not like everybody thinks just shooting is the hardest part. No, there's a lot that comes after the shoot and before the shoot.
Right.
You get me? You were talking about getting cast members. You were talking about locations. Those are all steps in the process that we call music videos.
Right.
You get me?
Like for real, like I've done every place I've shot at. I've done my homework. I don't shoot the same place twice at all. Like anytime I already shot my block was when I shot with Debo. And that was just like, like I wasn't on a budget, but I wanted to do it on my block. And then shooting it where I shot Timberland Magoo, where I shot Bonnie and Clyde, Whoa. And Whoa was one of my favorite videos. We shot a nice ass mansion. I thought I would never be able to rent it, but the people were so nice. They say, no, just give me this much. And then a down payment and give me money back. It was just, and then the fact that my little one, he's 13 years old. One little kids I looked at, I'm like, I'm not his mentor, but I'm like, big brother.
Yeah.
I said, like, hey, man.
A role model.
Yeah, role model. There we go.
Yeah.
He hopped on the song. He did the hook, the little shorty bad hook. And then he had a good time, him and his homeboy. And that's one of my favorite music videos I ever done. The West, all that stuff. I just like to put in the work and say I did it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, and then it comes to the fact like you might have to sacrifice some friends along the way. Like,
I always call that trimming the fat. That's what we call it. You gotta trim the fat. You don't want a fatty steak.
Why have you lost a few friends with your music videos?
Well, not with my music videos, just like in life particular, because like some people slow you down, but you don't know they're slowing you down.
Do you feel that you learned that they were slowing you down through your art or through your
I learned I was
craft?
getting slowed down when I saw what happened when they left. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I'm at peace. You gotta protect your energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm at peace right now. So when said person left, like, and I talked to that person God knows how long, a lot more things started happening. And I was thankful. I was happy, like working with Bone Crusher, Debo, Cocaine, who's my mentor now, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's what happened with that.
I think it's very common for a lot of people to hang around with a bad crowd that really like is toxic for them, because you could be in a toxic relationship, sure, with like a girl or someone you like,
And you like that shit too.
yeah, but what's it called? Definitely when you have a toxic relationship with your friends, it can really like slow you down. It can make you make bad decisions. And then sometimes we just want to have loyalty because we've been knowing that person since we were kids. You get me?
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like, dude, like you're not doing nothing with your life. And then every time we hang out, like nothing productive gets done. When like counter to that, everyone else I hang out with, we always get something done.
Right.
We accomplish a couple of things. And not just that, but we support each other.
Right.
Not just talk shit.
Because the people I was rolling with before, I started rolling with them, it's the fact that I felt like everyone had to drive, but no one wanted to put in that work. Everybody wanted to go that Jay-Z route and get lucky. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody wants.
JC got lucky. How did he get lucky? Yeah, how did he get lucky?
Because he came up in a
Beyonce?
No.
He got lucky with Beyonce for sure.
When it came down to music and Jay-Z style of rap, it wasn't that popular where he's from. So he put in the work. He put in the work to get where he's at. Yes, a lot of people want to have that overnight success.
Overnight celebrity.
Yeah, and it don't work like that. But now,
Unless you're a girl.
well, OnlyFans is cool.
Yeah.
But now the people I roll with now, they're not just artists. It's like they're cameramen. They do videos. They might be a dancer, a DJ, a host. They do something that does with music.
Yeah.
And I see their work, not because of Instagram, because I see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my boy DJ Show, he's a comedian. He's also a DJ host, and he has his own podcast. And he charges people to listen to their music, et cetera, all the extra good stuff. And he's also on Craig Facts with Craig Smith and the Caffeine app. and he's doing a lot of work with King Batch. So everything I just named, he's working toward what he wants to do, and that's why he's one of my best friends. Let's keep him around. It's like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Every movie you see with Adam Sandler is basically the same cast.
Yeah. Well, he made a whole like
production company, yeah.
to keep that though, because I know this funny story. It was MTV that needed comedy back then. MTV was looking for more comedy.
True.
So they invested in Adam Sandler, and what Adam Sandler did with MTV was to keep a job. You get me? Because he would get casted for a movie, but it would be just him. So he wanted to bring his people with him. So a lot of those like comedians that you see are just part of that company.
Yeah,
it's just him bringing them along for the ride. This guy is very loyal. I heard a lot of stories about him, and he's literally the guy you see in camera. He's that loud guy who's kind of funny. It's just him. It's just character. It's just really him.
Right.
But
Big
he's
heart,
loyal.
like, definitely like has like a big heart. Like,
Yeah.
In almost all of his productions, even though they're kind of goofy and raunchy sometimes, the character's always about a character with a big heart. That has to kind of like get over their goofiness and like show the love and everything.
He has such a big heart. He gave all the cast of that Grown Ups movie Maseratis.
For real?
Yeah, he gave them all Maseratis except Dave Chappelle. He gave him a Honda. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke by Dave Chappelle. He said it himself. Like, I forgot who he called. I forgot his name. One of the actors in that movie, Dave Chappelle called him, and he's like, "Oh, did you check your driveway?" And they're like, "No, I haven't checked my driveway." So Dave told him, "Go look outside. Go look outside, and call me back." So when he went outside, there was a truck backing up a Maserati, and then the guy said, "This is from Adam." And the guy, I forgot his name, man. I gotta remember his name, but he said, "Oh, I guess I'm watching Adam Sandler's car. I don't know why, but I guess I'm babysitting his car." So he calls Dave, and Dave tells him, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know why. They just dropped off the Adam Sandler's car at my front door." He's like, "No, that's yours. We all got some. What did you get?" "I got a Honda," he said. So it's like, that's hilarious. But no, he just gave all of them Maseratis as a gift for the movie, and then after that they did the second.
Did you ever see Mr. Deeds?
Yes, Mr.
Remember, he does that in the end of the movie.
Right.
He gives everybody cars. That's true. He gives them Corvettes.
Yeah.
And the whole city is driving Corvettes. That's just hilarious.
So that's the thing right there. That's why I love Adam Sandler, and I look up to him when it comes down to me doing music. And when whoever I cast, I gotta trust you if I cast you. Like, I really gotta trust somebody when I cast them. Like my friend Yanni, she was the girl who got taken by Debo, and she's been in a couple of my music videos. I trust her as a good friend of mine. China, DJ Show. Ink's been in one video, I think. The newest person I've added to my roster of videos is my homegirl Emily. So, like, I knew her for a while, but I'm not because I didn't trust her, but, like, give her a shot. You know what I'm saying? To be in one of my videos. You know what I'm saying? So,
you feature one of my friends in your videos, too.
Which one is that?
My Super Nintendo. That thing was it's funny though. I remember that shit. What video was this? I forget.
Timberland Magoo.
Yeah. I remember this shit. You were pissed. You were mad at me because I brought this Super Nintendo. I mean, it's like I love this thing. I take care of it, right? And you were mad because it was one control. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I only got one controller.
I'm like, damn.
But you know what? It's funny though because at the end of the video, it looked better with one controller.
It did.
Yeah.
It gave the artist more focus, so it didn't backfire on us, and I thought it was pretty cool. I still look at it.
Everything came out smooth. Everything came out real smooth. I was happy with it. I still don't forgive you, but
I'm sorry, man.
I'm joking.
I'm looking to expand my collection. I still only have one game.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's why I was like doing my music videos here and there, and just like having fun. Like, people do it for the wrong reasons. Cause I hate with a passion. When you look at somebody's videos, they're always on the street rapping about something, or they got homies behind them with guns in the car. Like, where's your creativity at?
Yeah.
Like, I go deep on that. Like, I talk deep about that. When it comes down to music videos now, there's no creativity at all. Like, and I want a lot of artists to hear what I'm saying right now when they hear this. Look at your videos and please point out where your creativity is. Not in your music, but in your video.
I think, Data Boy, you should venture into that, bro. I think you should direct and write a little music videos.
I mean, no, I thought about it, but, like, they're not going to want to pay.
No, I definitely think, dude, you definitely have the portfolio to really sell it. Like, because these are not, I feel like the videos are really good, and not just that, but you have multiple. and pretty much everything was your idea, you know, and then you kind of just brought it up to us, and then we just created it,
Right.
you know. So like you should definitely try it. I'll see if I can pitch it to some people, and then, you know, obviously I'll do the camera and the editing, but you direct it, you write it, you know. Let's see how it goes. I'll find somebody to do it for fun. And then we'll.
I mean,
figure
I wouldn't
something
mind
out.
giving it a test run and see how it is.
You gotta do it.
I just had to hear the song first, cause like,
Yeah.
if I hear the song, I can give you an idea. But like, I did have one person come up to me and say, "Hey, can you give me an idea for a video?" I told him no, because
don't
I'm
cl-
very stingy.
Yeah, but don't close your mind. I mean, sometimes the wrong song is the right challenge. You get
Oh
me?
no, any I can come with a video to any song. That's the thing about me. Like, I can make a song to any beat.
Yeah.
I can rap to any beat. There's no beat I can't rap to. But it's the fact that, like, I'm so stingy when it comes down to my ideas because they're mine. I don't want to give them to nobody else because some people don't give credit.
Yeah.
No,
That's very
but
true. That's very true.
but definitely like I mean, like, what I mean is, like, for example, like somebody like Cole Bennett. Cole Bennett in the beginning was just pretty much he was doing everything, and then later on he was just kind of the director. You get me? But it had his label and it has his style. He just has other people working for it. I think, like, you know, you could probably create something like Data Boy something, you know, or whatever you would want to call it. And then, you know, you can just hire us as crew.
Data
and
Boy
then-
Entertainment.
Yeah, Data Boy
AKA
Entertainment.
No Face Films, AKA Studios.
Essentially, or like,
Prestige worldwide.
yeah, that, or like I said, TikToks. I think you kind of have a couple of opportunities other than music, you know, like out there. I don't know.
Just imagine not a guy having to get up to do work and just literally doing stuff that you like every day. Which it could be this, it could be music, it could be playing video games. You could stream and still make money nowadays.
I mean, look at Childish Gambino has, you know, Childish Gambino, and then he's in Atlanta, and then he has these things that he directs himself to.
but
you
he
know, like-
separates his personas.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
true.
an amazing marketing technique.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of people don't do that. They're like, they're artists. Like, dude, this is me. But
That's true,
in
too.
reality, your rapper is your personality. It's a separate persona from your everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? And separating the two sometimes is a smart way to market. You get me? And
Yeah.
Childish Gambino did that. He said it. Childish Gambino was retired. He said that rapper was not coming back. You get me? But recently he said,
he's coming back this
yeah,
year.
he's coming back this year. So, but that's a marketing technique. You get
Mm-hmm.
me? Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give you something, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna take it away, make you want it more, and then give it to you and charge you.
That's what
double.
Jay-Z did too.
Yeah.
That's what Beyonce's doing right now.
Beyonce ain't going nowhere.
Beyonce just released a whole tour and it sold out
Yeah.
Fast.
fast.
and she doesn't even need to. You get me? Like,
You don't know what's going on behind doors.
no, but I mean, like, in reality, like,
scary doors.
regardless, she's still set forever. You know?
she
She could
is.
she could have done anything, and it was
Maybe
still,
maybe
would've
she
sold out.
checked her bank.
She ain't got to do music, but the fact that
Yeah.
she's doing it ain't for the money, really. You know.
Exactly.
Maybe for happiness, it makes her happy.
Exactly,
Yeah, she matches the
exactly.
stage. You know, look at Riri. Riri just announced her that she's having another baby in the
Another
Super Bowl,
baby.
in the most watched
I don't
Super
care.
Bowl
Nobody
halftime
say.
show.
A lot of men were pissed
Yeah.
when they saw Riri up there with that stomach. They said, "Nigga, you let ASAP hit, but not me." Like, I'm telling you, bro.
Well, I'll tell you this much. She just told everybody, don't expect any music for a while.
That's
Yeah.
hey, she's one of the top female billionaires in the world. Because, like, from what I read a little document that's saying she only did that show because she didn't get paid for that,
Yeah, it's always
but her
like that.
brand skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Like, for real, her
She
brand,
has makeup.
yeah,
Remember,
all that shit skyrocketed.
but that's every year. Every single halftime show, nobody pays. Nobody gets paid because it's the most watched thing
Right.
in the Super Bowl. It's paying by itself.
The weakest one I ever seen was the Black Eyed Peas. That was a
Oh,
disappointment.
dude, that shit was terrible.
I was like, I don't
There was
know.
a couple of bad ones.
There's always been bad ones.
The one with the singer of Maroon 5.
I'm pissed off that I wasn't a fan of football during Janet Jackson's slip. You get
Oh
me?
yeah, that I smiled.
Yeah,
From ear to
I
ear.
wasn't watching football back then, so I missed it.
Yeah.
Did you watch football, Jose? Did you watch
No,
that?
I was gonna say Kiss, but that actually wasn't. It might have been the halftime show, but I thought it might have been baseball. So I don't know.
No, I
No,
think
Kiss
it was
never performed.
Yeah, I think
Kiss-
it was WWE. What you're talking about?
No, Kiss did
No,
I think a baseball one.
But baseball
I
don't
thought-
have performers.
They performed when I was with the LA Kiss.
was there ever Kiss in the Super Bowl?
No,
I don't know.
No, right?
I don't think so.
They
I think
played
that-
in something.
I
But
think the
don't know
first
if it
Super
was a
Bowl
Super
performance
Bowl.
was Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was the
Yeah.
first one. Yes,
like
He's-
'93, I think.
He switched it up because the ratings were terribly bad, and his performance is what made the ratings for that Super Bowl what they were that year. But it's Michael Jackson. You get me?
Yeah.
People were fainting. You get me?
For real though.
Yeah.
I probably would have fainted too. Shit.
Man, I never got to see Michael Jackson live, but his
Ever.
music was amazing. You know, like
Ever, I'm mad about that. why you have to go?
Yeah, it's like Tupac. I never got to see him live. There's a lot of rappers that you wish they were still around, and even singers like Michael Jackson. But it is what Joey Jordison, the drummer.
Yeah, from
That's a
Slipknot.
freaking terrible loss. Like that makes
Yeah.
me sad sometimes. Like best drummer in the world, man. Damn.
The artist, man, it's crazy.
You were talking about music. We talked about your music, and like we were saying in the beginning, you are your own biggest company. You're your own marketing. You're your own engineering. So I wanted to talk to you about engineering. How does that go about? Do you think it's any different from a different engineer process when it's an artist and an
Yes.
engineer,
Hands down, yes.
and then when you yourself are the engineer?
Yes, because I can tell you right now, I know what I want to sound like.
Yes.
As I have these headphones on right now, I know what I sound like. I'm not going to pay, and this has nothing against any other engineers out there. I'm not going to pay a guy to guess what I want to sound like. Even if I tell him I want to sound like this, he will never understand.
Yeah.
Put this and that. He's not going to understand 100%, but I will.
Yeah.
That's why I had to learn. I learned how to engineer when I was like 13, 14 years old. So I was like, you know what? I need to learn these skills. So when I got back into music, 2017, bought Pro Tools, brought all the other gear, bought Apollo Twin. I was in there putting in man hours, just this does this compressor, this deverb, this EQ. I was in there just playing with shit. So when I learned that, and I know what I want to sound like, a lot of people hit me up when they hear my music. Oh, who engineered your stuff? I did. Who mastered it? I did. Oh, dang, bro. I just got now people want to come to my studio.
studio, yeah.
Like, I don't invite nobody to my studio. I used to and charge people. Now I don't need to no more because I really ain't got the patience no more. So
Yeah,
like,
it's draining. It's funny you say that because that's where I came. My origins were from music. My brother and I, we did Latin music, reggaeton back in the day, and we did the same thing. Spend the money on the Pro Tools. We had the little N box back then. We didn't even have
the
the
inbox.
So.
It's OG.
Yeah, we had these 2 monitors and like tiny little Mackie speakers that grew into Mackie MR8s down the road, right? But the difference between me is that I was fucking like 13 when I was doing this stuff, so I didn't know shit. I really didn't know shit.
Right.
So at that time, my brother paid a producer to make an album, and we used to go to their studio, and I would go with my pen and paper and take notes and see how he would use his deburb and his EQs and take notes on what he would do to my brother. His voice and shit, and then I took over down the road. I was never great. I don't want to say I was amazing. It sounded good. It sounded decent, but I never learned how to master. I never learned how to do any of that stuff.
Right.
So to me, that's a whole different realm, and you need different
It is.
equipment for that as well. I think.
Different plugins, but yeah.
I mean, mainly sound. Like you need different speakers that are like really
Like
good
you
quality.
reading like I got Rocket 5 speakers, which are good quality. There's Rocket 5s, 8s, etc., etc. But yeah, having a good quality, good Empower, all that stuff, good interface, having all that good stuff, it really helps, and that's what helps me a lot. And it's like when I'm in the studio and just engineering, and the fact that I see me doing it, I know what I'm supposed to sound like. It's the craziest thing in the world. And I like to compare it to a lot of music that's out there now. It's like, dang. And I be judging people's music sometimes, not off the lyrics, but it's how they made the sound. Like, why does sound off key right here? Why this deverb ain't low? Why is the mix like this?
Yeah.
And then him with I don't have enough money to pay this and that there. Why don't you? Like, why? And I asked him, how come? Oh, I had to go, this and that. I'll never forget this. Someone said they had to go buy some weed. I said, how much was that weed? Oh, it cost me like $45-50. An engineer would do it for $20. You might have had a next hit song, but you rather go spend it on other shit, and yet your money and yet your song's talking about I got money, I got cash, etc., etc., etc. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest issues with my brother as well, because he would spend the money on sending it to be mastered, but not spend the money on the beat.
Oh my Lord! Hey, true story. I went to a show, and I got bombastic relations, so I'm gonna scream whatever the fuck I hear. I go to a show, everybody, having a good time rapping. This guy goes up, and he thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. He was horrible. He's over there, yeah. While during the beat, all you hear is, "How come you didn't pay for this beat though?" I said, I was like that fat kid from Simpsons.
So that's what Nelson.
I turned to Nelson.
Wait, but who said that?
The beat
The
itself.
beat has a tag.
That's fucking
the beats now, like the beats, how they start.
Yeah.
How come you didn't pay for this
DJ
beat? though?
Live.
Yeah. So certain producers put tags in their shit.
Yeah.
Let them know they made it and like they just stole the beat. That's cool. It's cool to take the beat and practice to it.
Yeah.
But you gotta buy it in the long run. Know what I'm saying? At least
Yeah.
lease it and take the tags out. They'll take the tags out for you.
I've said no to my brother to music videos for that same reason. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time on a song that's not fully yours, bro.
Exactly.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time because you can hear all the oh my god, tags are horrible. And then producers now they say, oh, we're gonna take the beat and flip it. Meaning they're gonna just take parts out the beat and make it into a different beat. Like it'll be the same beat without the tag in it. So they literally just stole it.
It's like 'cause that when you're producing music, a lot of it repeats.
Yeah.
Like bars,
Yeah.
for music.
Yeah, but not knowing you can still get in trouble for that shit. I had to talk.
of course.
I had to talk to the homie Darnell. He said, I was actually gonna do that with a song that I felt like I was gonna buy the stems, have the organs play differently. He said, no, that can still get you in trouble. Yeah. So I'm glad he told me that. So I said, no, just scrap the song. He didn't want to sell me the beat. I said, just scrap it. So these producers and these young artists better watch out, man, because like you're getting picked off. Like these labels see you. They're like eagles. They see you. Yeah. And they're gonna get their favorite rat. They're gonna pick their favorite rat.
It's true. It's very true. Well, engineering is definitely a big thing, and like you said, you know how you want to sound. I guess the only thing that I would wonder is if you would be open for another producer to give it a shot, not to make it sound like you want to sound, but make it sound maybe something that he believes could sound good. No, you still want to be you.
I'm still gonna be me. I do like talk to other producers who make their own beat, like Kenneth English. I talk to Epic the Don. I talk to all the time. Van Clayton. I talk to them all the time, but they got their own style.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's why I deal with them because they're hard workers, and they don't look for outside opinion. Like this is what I make, accept it.
So you're more of that like Data Boy is not just the rapper, but the engineer.
Yeah, I'm an engineer, but the reason I don't like to call myself that because I'm not gonna engineer everybody's music.
No, but that's not what I mean. Like what I'm saying is, Data Boy is not just the rapper; it's part of the engineer. The engineer is part of the rapper because you are making yourself sound this way because this is your style.
That's a whole different. I feel like Data Boy is the rapper, but my alter ego of engineer is a whole different name. I go by Dr. Terwilliger.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to go by Antoine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, so Dr. Terwilliger comes from one of my favorite movies back. The movie came out like in 40s or 50s. The guy who did the voice of Captain Hook back then was the main protagonist.
Say that name one more time.
Dr. Terwilliger.
Tool Liquor?
Terwilliger.
Yeah. Tool Liquor.
Yeah.
Tool Liquor. So do you put that in your songs? Do you have that, in the background at the ending?
No.
Why not?
No, I don't. I just like that's like my alter ego. Like Prince had Jamie Starr, you know what I'm saying?
But like you said, they're different personas. That person should be getting tagged.
Maybe.
But you never know.
Think about it, because now if you ever sell a song, you have your rapper credit and you have your engineering credit, which is two different incomes.
True. No, yeah, I don't know about all that, and then publishing all that stuff.
Yeah, so then
I do got 2 ID tags. One for my rap name, one for my
All right, cool. But you should say it in the beat. It sounds cool.
You couldn't pronounce it. That's why. That's
I
the
couldn't
only reason why I don't say it. A lot of people like, what the fuck is
Twilliger?
It came from one of my favorite movies called The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. And this is a guy who's obsessed with piano. He hated trumpets. He hated drums, all that shit. So he would train kids and like train them to the bone off sound. And like, you're going to play nothing but the piano. It's got to sound perfect. And even when you're done, nothing was perfect to him because you can't find the perfect sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, okay, it might not be perfect, but it's not bad, but it's not good. It's not loud enough, not fast enough. So that's why I train my ears every day. Like, it's got to sound perfect or I won't even drop it.
Yeah. No, when I was
perfection.
When I was doing music production, I would produce my brother's stuff, but then he would bring his friends over and I had to sit there. That's why I quit. That's why I got over it, because I would be doing like 14-hour days, just literally producing all day. You get me? Fucking on 2 monsters, and my brother be in the living room playing FIFA with the rest of the guys that are waiting for the recordings.
See, I can't
so
do that.
I got burnt out really fast, and then I transitioned to graphic design because we needed an album cover. Right. So my brother's like, well, go figure it out. So that transitioned into just the visuals, you get me? So that's pretty awesome. Now, talking about visuals, you said you had billboards and all that stuff, and obviously you said you paid for them and all that stuff. So what would be next after the billboards? What's next for you? New music, what's next?
I'm on a new journey. Like this year, I'm not gonna do that many videos because I'm on a new journey. I was put on by a good friend of mine named YB. I knew him in high school, so he's put me through a crash course on how to get my music into sync, meaning that to get my music into TV, film, commercial. And then I studied this guy named Vince Staples. Like he had an interview with Drink Champs. I believe it was Drink Champs. He was like, he made his career off of getting his music synced. One of his songs, I guess, was supposed to be in like an army commercial or whatever. They never dropped it, but they still paid him. So I said, you know what? I might want to go the sync route because all of my music that I do make, people keep saying they can see it in a video game or a movie or whatever.
I mean, one of your songs is already a workout song?
Yeah, that got synced.
Oh, so that's synced already.
That's synced, but the thing about it is though, I didn't know it did until I got the check late.
Oh.
I didn't know what the check was for.
Uh-huh.
It was from BMI. So
damn, BMI sent it to you.
Yeah, so BMI
Right on.
sent me a nice little $7,000 check. I'm like, what's this? We're like, what is this? Like 7 G's? Huh? I'm like, what commercial? And it was a boxing commercial in Mexico. They were promoting their headgear. I'm like, okay. I have never seen a commercial. So when I finally found it on Instagram, and it took me a while. So I type in my song, Go Hard. I find the song. I said, oh, this is supposed to be the commercial. Then I go on YouTube. The commercial's on YouTube. I said, oh, okay, for sure. Now, do I get residuals? Like, I'm like, what's going on? So I'm so confused. I said, okay, cool. I got my first sync. I'm glad BMI caught that because I had no idea about this damn commercial. So now I'm going to start working with different sync companies to get the music. I'm going to drop a lot of music this year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm going to drop a crap load of music because there's going to be a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, a lot of films going to be going on. So right now I'm going to drop an EP. After that drops, I'm going to promote it for a little bit, then drop another song. So I'm not going to like overwork load for all EPs. I'm going to drop song after song after song. But I got to make sure, I got to buy the beat, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the goal for this year, to get my stuff synced. Because I already got a billboard. I did a lot of stuff that a lot of artists already done.
Yeah.
I was the first in my area in West LA to have a billboard. The first. So I'm happy about that. Not the only, but I am the first. Yellow Hill got one. Who got one after me? No, Big Sad had one after me. Then Yellow Hill did. But I was the first one to get it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I did that. Accomplished. Felt good for that month. What else is there to do? And he said, you know what? I might want to get my stuff synced. So that's it. And that might be better than me trying to do shows and shit. I don't like performing.
Really?
I hate it.
I think, and that's why I had the same talk with Dulo last time. The underground scene for some rappers in LA it's so saturated out here that like it's hard to make a really poppin' show. You get I mean? When there's no like big name behind it. So like I think what you're doing is the smarter route. Like getting the music synced. I think that's fucking genius. Like that's what a lot of people should be doing. And yeah, these days things are different with music. What's called, you don't want to be focusing on an album or like a combination of songs. You want to just release single after single after single.
It's a different marketing opportunity every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
But that's freaking crazy. With that being said, the mixing and all this stuff that's going into TV, what would be your ultimate dream?
To get my music into a huge ass production. Because what I like to do is go to Universal Studios sometimes and take the tram. And there's a part in the tram where they show you all the movies they've done there.
Yeah.
Like The Mummy, Fast and Furious, etc. And then you just hear music on the way during the tram and everything. I'm like, maybe one day my music will be on one of these movies. And that's just like one of my biggest dreams like ever. Nice. Just have one song. I want a lot of songs. Yeah. But what song am I going to make that's going to make it to Universal Pictures?
You're talking like almost like My Heart Will Go On with Titanic movie status.
Dude, that's hilarious. I was like, swear to God, I was going to say, so you want to be Titanic? That is crazy.
Yeah, because you can't think of that song without thinking about Titanic.
You can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my good friend from Coast Contra, they got their song synced in Black Panther.
Yeah. They did Black Panther. They also did
Queen and Slim.
Yeah, I was shooting a red carpet and I seen the homies there like we've been working for a long time, and they just like popped out, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is sick as fuck.
Right. So I said, you know what? I need to get my. Cause once I heard they do Black Panther, I'm like, I hear Eric Jamal's voice. I said, you know what? This is the route I want to go. but I gotta do more studying. Don't be afraid to study the work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've been in school, like you know how to study. Okay.
I guess also it comes down to writing, and like a lot of rap it's bullshit rap. You get me talking about money, drugs, and turning it up. Now, a lot of people don't write a lyric that's gonna resonate, especially with movies. You get me? When you write stuff like that, it kind of has to have a little bit of a story, or it has to have some kind of like motivation. You get me? Like you're go hard, you're pushing. It's perfect for UFC and working out and all that stuff, right? But for movies, I think it requires a little more thought in the writing and in the production, of course.
Right.
You know what? You know what's another good associating movie song thing? "Lose Yourself" by Eminem and 8 Mile. That
But
like
he made that for the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it became bigger than the movie. You get me in its own sense. But
I think Eminem is one of those persons that had the whole thing thought out. You get me?
Most
Yeah, I
likely,
think so too. Because
Yeah.
now people play that song like anywhere. Like you hear that song in a lot of movies too, and
yeah,
commercials and
exactly,
shit.
exactly.
But that's part of it, right? When like for example, let's say Data Boy is gonna make a movie about his life. His music is part of his life, and why wouldn't you make an album to that? You get me? It would be it's a marketing scheme, which is a great marketing scheme for Eminem. And not only that, he did a great job, acting. in
Remember
general.
when Will Smith did Wild Wild West?
Oh, dude, I love that movie.
I feel sad for him. For that.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I love that.
But there's a negative. There's a lot of negative behind that song
Is there
because he didn't make no money off that
the Wild Wild West song?
because he got sued. It's
Why?
not because the tempo is not his original. Just like the Men in Black song. Here comes the Men in Black. I forgot the lady who made the original song, but she said I want 90%. I want 100% of the whole song since it's mine. Yeah. He made not one dime off that. So every time Men in Black gets played, she gets the residuals.
Wow.
I mean, it's fair.
Every time Wild West gets paid, Stevie Wonder gets paid.
Oh,
I see. It was like
once again,
a
Stevie
sample
Wonder is
that was not
behind.
sampled. It was sampled to the T.
Yeah, so when you ask these people like Prince had a talk with Alicia Keys, and it's on String Champs. I guess Alicia went to London looking for Prince, whatever, and said, "Hey, I made a song. Check it out. It sounds like Purple Rain." Prince said, "No, you don't get permission to use my stuff at all."
Damn.
She said, "He said, change it a little bit. I'm cool with it, but it sounds too much like my shit." Like, and I guess he was being nice about it.
Yeah.
He's like,
because he said to rewrite it, do it again.
do it again, because it sounds like too much like song. I love you, but nah, try again.
Well,
And that's respect, though.
I really look forward to hearing your song in the next Titanic. It'd be pretty awesome.
Hopefully, the next Fast and Furious 11 they make.
I was
one.
gonna say Transformers.
Or Transformers.
I was gonna say
anything.
Transformers for some reason.
I want to hear my shit like on
Purge.
Creed.
The
Or
next
Purge,
Purge.
something like that. And
so you gotta make some scary shit.
I'll make a lot. I'll make whatever song they want.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm excited to hear all that, man. I'm excited to hear all this music. Excited to see what else Data Boy is doing. What else the producer is doing.
Right. I can live with that. Have my music in movies and like, oh, that's Data Boy, but people don't know what I look like. I'm chill with that.
But you have an impact. It's not about also just getting the recognition. Something the impact is more meaningful.
Prime example. You never heard of Blackway?
I have not.
Okay, but have you seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Of course.
What's up, Danger? That's Blackway.
Oh shit.
That's Blackway. He makes a living off syncing his music into Madden and a lot of other movies and shit.
Dude, but that whole production team for that movie did an amazing job. Mm-hmm. You get me? Did an amazing job, and that's a lot of what new filmmaking is. It is, you got to look for the next person, the next actor, the next song. Same thing with Black Panther. Not Black, the new Black Panther. That the artist they grabbed for Neymar. That it's some random Mexican artist. You get me?
But I did listen to the album though.
Great casting. You get me? I hated his little wings, but still great. Yeah, I thought it was the worst. I understand it's from the comics, but I'm like, they could have made it look a little cooler.
He was running on air.
It looked like he was. What are those shoes?
I think one of the most important things with Data Boy, first of all, I think that move where you're gonna start just syncing your music to movies is very, very smart. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about it today, and I think that a lot of artists should consider that, and a lot of artists should probably be practicing that.
That's funny that you mentioned. You brought a thought that I had earlier. Movies and shows are the new radio.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So radio is not about getting your song on radio because nobody listens to the radio anymore. It's Spotify, iTunes, so on and so forth. So getting your song in a movie or in the Netflix show or whatever it might be, it is the next radio. It is the next way that people are going to hear it the more.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Because these new artists were like, oh, I'm gonna get my
Heard it.
shit on 106 in Park. I mean, I said 106 Park. Power 106 type shit. Go, you can do that.
Man, I miss 106
Right.
in Park. That shit was the shit.
Right, because that's how I tell people, like, if you want to go that route, go ahead. Like, you want to rule this, but I want to rule the world. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be known globally.
A local radio station doesn't do much anymore. Yeah, I mean, people hear the radio for contests.
You know how much
most of
they
the time.
charge to spin a song?
Probably like 5-6 G's.
$250K
Jesus Christ.
What?
for one spin.
That is stupid.
$250K.
Not
for
worth it
one
anymore.
That's
spin.
literally your whole production for your next 2 years
Yeah.
for music, fucking music videos.
I asked the radio
marketing.
DJ myself, and then I asked my mentor. They said $250K.
So you're telling me that all these high rappers are paying $250K to
their
be,
labels on
Yeah,
it.
their labels are. Yeah, definitely.
but they have to pay each radio station in each city? That's stupid money.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's different by city. LA
No, because
probably has the biggest.
each radio station has its own ownership. It's not like a 106, what do you call it, 50, what is it called again, the radio station?
Power 106.
Power 106. That's not all over.
No, they're paying. They're gonna. No, it's not. But they're gonna pay the DJs.
Yeah.
Like Texas, Florida, New York, L.A. They're gonna play that shit. But like but they talking like cities like Utah or North Dakota. They ain't no branch out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just interesting. There'll be a lot of money for that.
Yeah. Anyway, what's it called? There's that too. The movies and the TV shows and the new radio. TikTok is also doing
big avenue.
as of the year 2023. We
Yeah.
don't know what's gonna happen in like 5 years.
Not even in a few months. They're talking about banning it in the U.S.
Yeah. So, but as of
TikTok?
right now, what's it called? That like dance that they did with the Wednesday thing. Like they had a different song on the TV show, but what's it called? That Cramp song got big through Netflix. But also, what's it called? People remixed it on TikTok and put the Lady Gaga song "Bloody Mary," which was one of my favorite songs from her. It was the Born This Way album, and what's it called? But not known. Like it was never played. It was never like a song that was ever out there. And then now it's a #1 Lady Gaga song.
Yeah, it's about getting it in people's eyes.
Yeah.
And people are addicted to their phone. And it's the best medium to do it now. You know what I
Get
mean?
addicted to the phone, and then when they get home, they go to their TV. So yeah,
I mean,
get that shit
who
on
watches?
TV.
I've seen people watch Netflix on their phone. Like,
That's true too.
You
Yeah.
get me? Your phone is it's literally
It's your world now.
Yeah, it really is. You spend. What do you do when you wake up?
Open your phone.
You get me? So, Data Boy, it's always a pleasure to work with you. It's always a pleasure to be around. Always welcome. You get me? When we talk about that next Transformer movie, your song is in.
If
we'll be
it-
talking.
it's pray.
No, it's not. It's not if. It's when. You get me? We'll be talking about it again. So you're always welcome back to speak your mind. Thank you for being here. Just do us a favor and talk to the camera. Tell them where they could find you. Tell them what's next. And speak your mind.
You can find me on Instagram mostly at official Data Boy. Let's see, that's about it. The only place I'll be on TikTok, Data Boy. Anything with Data Boy, that's me.
We'll link him up. You can follow his page, show some love to his
Your
music.
YouTube, so they can see all the music videos.
Oh,
we
just
talked about
type in
today.
Data Boy, you'll find me on there.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure your Instagram has your all your links.
Yeah, there's my links
So
in there.
we'll drop your IG in there. Make sure to show Data Boy some love. Thank you again. Hope to see you soon again in the show. And Jose, thank you again for always being here as well.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys, and see you guys in the next episode.